we got to get into right off the bat how
this came about,
how we met, and how this came together. I'm on the flight home from the Super Bowl.
Right.
You walk on the plane with your wife.
Right.
And you guys are not booked sitting next to each other.
And this has probably happened to everyone, right? Where you're traveling with a companion, whether it be your friend or your wife. And, you know, when it's your wife or your girlfriend or your husband or whatever, it's a little bit more like a problem, right? You want to sit next, especially if it's a long flight.
Yeah.
And they had us booked, you know, it's a flight from the Super Bowl, so it's busy. And they have us booked in separate seats. And I think what might have happened was I always request an aisle. And so I think they were trying to help me out by giving me an aisle.
You're an aisle guy?
I'm an aisle guy.
You're an aisle guy?
Yeah, I'm an aisle guy. Because I don't know what it is.
You're like, what are you, 6'2"? Is that what you are?
About 6'2" and a half. Okay. What happens with me, though,
I didn't mean to short you on the half. Right
no, you got to get the half in there, right? It's just, I mean, you got a lot of athletes in here.
Understood. Okay, don't know short you.
But yeah, so like if you have to go to the bathroom, right, and it's one of those seats where I just don't like asking.
Okay.
I will hold it. Which, you know, is not good. It's not good for you.
It's
horrible for you. It's horrible for every part of your manhood.
Yeah,
but I will sit there.
It's not advisable.
No, but I feel bad, and the person's sleeping, and I'm like, I got to go to the bathroom, you know, like a little kid. So I like the aisle. That way I don't have to worry about it.
Okay.
And I established right away to the person at the window, I'm like, hey, listen, if you got to pee, I'm your guy. Wake me up. I don't mind. I'll get up. But
by the way, you need to be a little bit more descriptive and just saying, I'm your guy if you got to pee.
Right. No, you're right.
But you're basically saying...
I got to change that up, don't I? I've got to say, don't worry about it. You can wake me up. I'll let you up.
But that's very nice of you that you would tell your roommate, hey, if you're concerned about bothering me
don't be concerned about it.
I like that. That's
Speaking of nice, getting back to you, so my wife and I walk on the flight. And she's like, you know, we're not sitting together. And it becomes kind of like a thing.
Of course it is.
But just for 1 second, because the man over here stands up and says, I got no problem. I'm all about seat karma. And I'll give up my seat, no problem. Don't worry about it.
Yes.
Happily.
Yes.
Turns out it worked out that someone else was able to move for us. And then on the very same flight, it happens again. And you offered up your seat again. It was just, you're like, I'll play, you know.
I'm a seat karma guy.
You really are.
But I'm also a Wi-Fi guy as well.
Yes.
So I always get the Wi-Fi. And I'm on the flight home. I get the Wi-Fi.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, my Twitter feed starts blowing up with a tweet from Justin Hartley explaining about how, you know, you thank me for kindness.
Yeah. Yeah, I called you. Look at that.
And by the way, and then, you know, tagging the show as well was very appreciated.
I know what I'm doing. See, I have people trying to tell me, like, so they're like, this is what you have to do. But I tell you what, and you don't know this, and I'm not setting you up here at all, but that's not our first flight together.
Okay.
Not our first flight together.
So let's walk through this one.
So years ago.
Did I ask you to get up
Please
so
tell
I could
me
pee?
he big timed you.
Yeah, you asked me to get up. You were like, get up, I got to go to the bathroom. Totally big time me. No, I'm on the flight. And I'm going to, no, it's great. I'm going to New York, I think. You were doing the upfronts. For your new gig.
Turner, right.
For your new gig.
Oh, yeah, for The Great Escape, my one and done reality show.
But you couldn't have been nicer. You were like, I mean, because I was like, oh, man, I'm sitting next to her. This is so cool. And I like wanted to like text my friends and stuff. I couldn't believe I was sitting next to you. And then I was like, no, be cool. Don't like bother him. This was years ago. And I was also going to the upfronts for some failed thing.
We both had, it was a bad upfront.
Yeah, it was a bad
because I was one and done.
Well, so I'm glad I got you on the way there then.
That's right. And I liked the window, so we were perfectly matched.
You were like the nicest guy.
But it was so funny. So I tweeted you back, and then you tweeted me back, and I thought to myself, this is the most 21st century thing of all time that I'm communicating with somebody.
You walked
three rows behind me at 38,000 feet.
That's right. That's right.
So I just came back, and we shook hands, and I'm like, you got to come on, and now here you are.
And now here we are.
So can you hit start bench cut?
It's time. Start now. Bench.
Just sit down and be quiet.
Or cut.
Get up.
All right, you have three choices here. Okay, you can start one, you can bench one, you can cut one.
Okay.
Just that's it. That's it. You start one, you bench one. Here it is. Sports broadcaster you would give up your airplane seat next to. Chris Berman, Dan Patrick, Rich Eisen.
This is a tough one. I have to give up my seat next to one of these guys?
Well, no, you would give up your airplane seat to sit next to.
Oh, to sit next to.
Yes.
Oh, come on. I mean, like, well, I'm sitting next to you now. So I have to say you.
He said you.
Who would you bench and cut? Who would you bench? You got to bench one.
Gosh, you guys, I can't do that. Can I? I can't do that. I'm not the guy. I'm not the guy for that. Do I have to answer that? Okay.
He's too nice. He's too nice.
I'd cut Berman. I'd bench. You know, you're a forgiving guy. I'd bench you.
You know what?
I'd start all three of you guys. I'd start all three of you guys.
Next time
Never
you and I
coming
are
back.
sitting next to you,
Yeah, that's right.
I'm not even going to ask to go to the bathroom. I'll just do it right there.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.